Hey everyone, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. Well, last time we went and got some mass trading done, and we got some more golden sculptulas that we actually needed to get. This time around, as you can tell, we are now an adult because we have picked up the Master Sword. But in order to actually beat the Hero of Time, we weren't really deemed old enough yet, so they aged us 7 years through the power of the Sacred Realm. But now, Hyrule Castle and the market itself look very different than what you remember. Very different. If you look around, especially when we head out and leave, there are going to be a bunch of redeads around. They're always fun to deal with, and by fun to deal with, I mean no. Let's check out what actually is going on up here. In a short 7 years, Ganon has pretty much taken over the entirety of Hyrule. Which, wow, that's what the power of the Triforce can do. There doesn't seem to be any way in. And it looks like this path over here is blocked. But yes, there is no reason to enter this town at all. Mainly because everything's broken and destroyed. Aside from going back to the temple for any reason. I would never want to actually be outside during all this. But we do have this door right here that we can enter. This house is somehow kept pretty well in shape. Hi there. Oh, you're quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome too. Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised, I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the Great Ganondorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. The ghosts, called Poes, are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I'll pay a lot of money for it. Alright, so good to know. If we actually catch Poes in bottles, we can sell them to him for some profit. But there's more reasons why we could actually go there. But for now, we don't really have any. And despite the world looking pretty bad out here, Hyrule Field itself is pretty calm. If we just back away from the castle just a little bit, everything looks pretty fine and dandy. The bridge itself isn't really that great though, but we're just going to head straight towards... We're just going to head towards Kakariko Village, like Sheik wanted us to. Alright. Kakariko Village is a little different. Look at this guy. Ever since he escaped from Hyrule Castle Town, he's become even more timid. There we go. I tell you, I saw him. I saw the ghostly figure of Dampé, the gravekeeper, sink into his grave. Looked like he was holding some kind of treasure. Alright. So Dampé has died, apparently. It looks like some places are actually finished being built, like this building right here. So, who actually is hanging out where their carpenters once were? You take a look around here, we hear a familiar... Malon, doing alright? Mumble, mumble. Sorry to make you worry. Why is he here, though? That is a question that we should probably ask around because he's not waking up. All people have hardships in their past that they would rather no one ever found out about. Look at the bearded man over there. I bet even someone like him has had his share of troubles in the past. I could not talk that sentence for the life of me. Look at him, that man with the beard. I think he was fired from his job at the ranch. He's always just lazing around, morning, noon, and night. He's an awfully carefree guy during such hard times. The weird thing is, how can he get fired from the ranch if he pretty much owned the ranch? So it seems like there's a new owner at the ranch. We might want to take a look at that. But first, we heard about Dompe over here. Where's your chickens? I bred a new type of miniature cuckoo. I call it the pocket cuckoo. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. Cuckoos are very good at getting lazy. Late risers out of bed. Have you ever heard of them before? Makes them very happy to crow. Cuckoo! Especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. However, my cuckoo is not very entirely happy right now. You look like you're good at handling cuckoos. Here, take this egg. After the cuckoo hatches, bring it back to me after a while and I'll check it out its mood. What do you think? Will you try? Sure. And we get the pocket egg. A pocket cuckoo will hatch from it overnight. Be sure to give it back when you're done with it. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. But first, we're not actually going to be spending the night waiting for a chicken to hatch. We're actually going to be heading over here. Back to the graveyard. We heard that Dompe is actually dead. So, what does this sign say now? Tours are canceled until a new gravekeeper is found. We apologize for the inconvenience. Alright, so there's no grave digging tours anymore. So who is in here? Can I read that? Thank you. Gravekeeper's diary is here. Yes, we'll read it. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I'll let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you, Dompe. So we need to find his grave, which, thankfully enough, the gravestones that had anything important in them were marked with some flowers. But also, as you can tell, there's a new grave right here, next to this, which I'm just gonna use that to get right up here really quick and grab this. That is the first of our Magic Bean adventures. We have quite a few more we're gonna get with those, but we're actually gonna move this out of the way here. And let's get Dompe's treasure. Not right away, because it seems... Young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. We need a race for it. And we're gonna get burned if we're not careful, so let's try to avoid his fires, shall we? Just follow him as close as possible without getting burned. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. We'll just roll to pick up the pace. Okay, this is terrible. This is terrible. Let me try to keep up. Thankfully enough, if we just... Okay. I'm doing so great. What, Navi? I'm kind of busy, Navi. Not now. Okay. This room is a little bit peculiar because all we gotta do is just kind of avoid these rocks and avoid all that nonsense that he's going to keep throwing down. Thankfully enough, pretty simple. And I'm actually taking a little bit of a shortcut here because I know he's going to do that. And he's going to get up here, which I'm going to... What? That was weird. I'm going to avoid that. And that. He's getting a little bit desperate now, putting fires everywhere. Which, this was terrible. This was a terrible race, and I'm going to be mad at myself about that one. The time of the race was 1 minute and 5 seconds. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. A spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it will help you. I live here now, so come back again anytime. I'll give you something cool. One more thing, be careful on your way back. Yeah, we can't really head back the way we came because it's kind of blocked. What, Navi? We're in Kakariko Village. Calm down. And that gives us the fabled hook shot. It's a spring-loaded chain that you can cast out the hook things. While holding any one of those buttons, you aim it with that or use your gyroscope and release it to fire. You can use it to drag distant items towards you, or you can use it to pull yourself towards something. Which is actually really useful, and I'm going to be using it a lot, so I'm going to be setting it to a button that I will be using a lot, like, say, the X button. And as you can tell, we can't head back, so, here. What is this? Hey, isn't that the same design that's on the Door of Time? That should give us a little signal. Oops. Why am I doing this wrong? Why am I doing this wrong? What is the song? Oh. There we go. I just wasn't doing it right. I had, like, the wrong button, just very slightly off. if you play the song, it actually moves them out of the way. I really wish I had a C-stick. Because getting those to align right in my head is never going to happen. But yeah, it seems like we're inside of what appears to be the windmill. And yeah, as you can tell, if you just hop on this really quick, you can get another piece of heart out of it. So, let's wait. Got a piece of heart. Collected 3 pieces. With another piece, our life energy will have grown. Hello there. Grr. I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago. It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. So something happened 7 years ago. But what happened 7 years ago? We'll find out. But for now, we have the hook shot, and he told us to come back anytime for any fancy rewards. So how about we head there now? And thankfully enough, I have definitely made the minute mark by a good landslide this time around. So what do I get for 53 seconds? You're back, young man. Was the president gave you fun and useful? He gives us this, which gives us another heart container. Perfect, now I have 11 to deal with. Really, really useful. And now that we're back in here, how about we show him the ocarina? Maybe he'll be reminded a little bit further. What? You got an ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. You learned the Song of Storms. Oh no, a storm again? You played the ocarina again, didn't you? Ugh. Yeah, it speeds up this very, very fast and kind of screws them up. Which, ironically enough, we never played the song back then. So this is a weird time loop we got going on. We learned the song that we never played yet. Maybe move over just slightly. If I aim like so, I can hook onto this roof. Hey there. I saw you up here for the longest time. Hey, good to see you up here. I'll give you this as a memento. Got another piece of heart out of it. But also, we can see that there's someone up there. Are you gonna tell us anything useful? Probably not, but might as well see what you have to say. Look at me, I'm on top of the world. It really bothers me to see anyone at the higher level than I am. I have to be on top. Well then, how about no? But yes, as you can tell, we're pretty high up from here. So, the easiest way of actually getting up there before you even have the hook shot, you could do this as a kid actually. Just kind of aim and jump. Of course I missed it. You have to be facing the other way for it. And you will land on top of this fence here and then you can climb up. It's really a bit of a cheesy method, but it works. Yeah, it looks like we have a potion shop here and the bazaar as well. So we can buy anything from here. Anything useful? You have some blue fire, which is 300 rupees. You need an empty bottle to put this in. Use it to feel refreshing coolness. Which I actually do have enough money for that. But I don't really need it right now. I don't know what I need it for. So, in due time. But yeah, let's check out the bazaar. What do they have here? Useless stuff. So let's move on out. We had a little bit of a problem at Lon Lon Ranch to deal with. But if we head back into the nighttime here, now that we're an adult, there are some more golden skulltulas that we can get inside of Kakariko Village. Thankfully, only just one. They're a little bit more spaced out when you're an adult versus when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you get a majority of them right away. But as an adult, on the other hand, you can't really do much just yet in terms of actually getting any of those. So, we need to get on top of this building over here, which was Impa's house way back when, but it's not Impa's house anymore. Because she's not around for that. So let's get on top of this. And we'll see a one right there. Which they die in one shot to the hook shot, which is really convenient, especially since it's so much easier to aim that thing because you have a laser. It's really convenient that way. But now that we got that, let's head towards Lon Lon Ranch and see what we can do there. Because Talon got fired. Need to find out how Malon's doing. Alright, so what's going on Lon Lon Ranch? I never actually headed inside this building before. So let's see what's going on. Oh, a visitor. It's been a long time since we had a visitor here. Where did you come from? Since Ganondorf came, people in the castle town have gone. Places have been ruined and monsters are wandering everywhere. Mr. Ingo was just using the ranch to gain Ganondorf's favor. Everyone seems to be turning evil. But Dad, he was kicked out of the ranch by Mr. Ingo. If I disobey Mr. Ingo, he will treat the horses so badly. So there's nothing I can do. If only I could play their favorite song for them. Yeah, she can't even sing, let alone even do much. But yeah, Mr. Ingo was somebody that I never actually talked to before because he was very inconsequential at the time. But this is Mr. Ingo. Basically, he owns the ranch now. There are some people in Kakariko Village spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hardworking Ingo, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Listen, the great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I'll raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees and you can ride. With the whole spiel you just gave me about being evil and stuff, I would probably say no, but I am gonna take this ranch out from under your feet. So let's do this. Sure. Approach the horse quietly and stand by his side. Press A to mount up. Use the directional stick, or in this case, the stick on the N64. Once it starts running, and press A to tap it with the whip. It will speed up. When you want to jump over a fence, accelerate to hit it head on. You try to jump over a fence at an angle, the horse won't like it and it won't jump. After the horse comes to a complete stop, press A to dismount. Now have fun. Thank you so much. Alright, opponent, come to me. Let's learn how to ride you really quick by actually going around. Like so. That was terrible. That was terrible. Okay, so on the bottom screen here, you'll notice that we have some carrots. Using those carrots, we can actually use them to jump around, but we need to stay like that. We know how to ride the horse now. So how about we talk to you, buddy? I have my horse using a familiar horse. So, you're getting better. How about a little race with me? One lap around the corral with that horse. Let's make a little wager. Yeah, let's do it. 50 rupees it is. Okay, you are a cheater. I am going to get ahead of you. You went a whole minute early. So he's constantly slapping the horse, which is definitely not good for a horse, honestly. But as long as we just kind of stay ahead and let our carrots refill, we can get ahead of him. Because he kind of takes all these corners a little wide, and that's not how you race. But thankfully, we're kind of doing NASCAR a little bit backwards here, except we're doing horse riding. So as long as you just stay ahead, we're all good. You tried and failed miserably. Shoot! The great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation. Hey, you! How about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. All right, then. You going to cheat again and start a second early? Yes, you do. So in this case, I am going to keep ahead of you because you are not beating me. But if we actually were to get behind him at any of these points, he attempts to cut us off because he really is a big, giant cheater. So as long as we just stay ahead, don't waste all our carrots because that's obviously why that horse is going stupid slow on him. Just kind of slap them at the right times and we're good to go. What's up with that horse? Is that Epona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was going to present that horse to the great Ganondorf, but I bet it on a race and lost. Shoot! As I promised, I would give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. Yeah. You do know we can jump fences, right? So, keeping that in mind, how about we get out the fancier way? If we get enough speed, you could jump right over this fence. All right, good girl. So now let's go back and meet him because now we're outside the gate. Yeah, I bet you didn't like that. What's wrong, buddy? Hi there, how are you? I am Ingo. I feel so honored to be allowed to work here. Seems like he's kinda turned a new leaf all of a sudden. Maybe because Ganondorf realizes that he is not such a hard worker and he's a cheater and slacker? Hi there. Thank you very much for the other day. I haven't even asked you for your name yet. Really? Link? That's what I thought. You're the fairy boy from the forest. That was years ago. Do you remember me? You do? I was sure it was you because Epona remembered you. Oh, I had to tell you about Mr. Ingo. He was afraid that the evil king might find out that Epona had been taken away. It really upset him. But one day, all of a sudden, he went back to being a normal, nice person. I can't believe it. Peace is returning to this ranch. It's all because of you. I owe you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Link. Yeah, everything seems to be fine here now. And we have a new, quicker way of moving around the map, which would be very useful. Really? It'll be very useful until you decide to get caught up on an invisible wall. We got out of this place no problem, and everything seems to be fine. So, with that in mind, on our next episode of Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, we're gonna head to the forest and find out exactly what we need to do there, because now we have the item in order to enter the temple with. And we also have a horse that allows us to get around pretty quickly. With that, I'll see you all then.